Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Royal Princess Tay Tay. I'm your host, the Royal One, the one and only Royal Princess Tay Tay. So, did y'all hear about this Wade Robson guy who used to dance for Michael Jackson as a child, coming out and saying that Michael Jackson touched him as a child? What's crazy about this, other than the fact that he's attempting to sue a dead man, is the other fact that he has publicly defended Michael in the past as a child and as an adult. Y'all go ahead and watch this interview of his and come back for this commentary.
He's a dancer who got his start performing as a child alongside Michael Jackson. And when the King of Pop was accused of abusing children, Wade Robson defended his friend, even testifying in court. But now, in this exclusive interview with our Jim Murray, he is changing his story.
He's one of the most sought-after dancers and choreographers in the business, working with celebrities like Britney Spears. Wade Robson got his start as Michael Jackson's protege. He was just a kid back then and performed with the superstar in music videos. Now he's breaking his silence about his claims that Michael Jackson sexually abused him beginning at age 7.
Every time we were together, it happened. There was no night that went by that I was with him that he didn't sexually abuse me.
Robson says he never told anyone what was really taking place during those frequent slumber parties with Jackson at Neverland Ranch.
It started with him fondling, then it moved into kissing me on the lips like a French kiss sort of thing, and then it moved to oral sex.
He says Jackson warned they would both go to jail if anyone found out. So for decades, Robson defended Jackson, saying he never molested anyone.
It was not possible for me to tell the truth about what happened, what Michael Jackson did to me, until I did, because when I was younger, I was terrified by the idea of my life falling apart, him going to jail.
In 1997, I interviewed Robson for CNN along with his mother when Jackson was first accused of child molestation.
Just a slumber party. We just have a lot of fun.
I remember specifically the days leading up to that interview. The conversation from Michael was, they're saying that we did this, that, and the other, these disgusting sexual things, and we never did any of that, right? And I would just play along and say, yeah, it's crazy. We never did anything like that.
In 2005, Robson appeared as a star defense witness at Jackson's trial when the singer was found not guilty of molestation charges. Robson testified under oath that Jackson never abused him. He said the same thing when he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel's show in 2003.
Show me where he touched you. No nonsense, no shenanigans.
But everything changed when Robson married and had a son. He says 2 nervous breakdowns finally forced him to reveal to a therapist and his family the dark secret he says he'd been hiding.
It was just pain and disgust and anger at the idea of that, something like that, anything like that happening to my son.
He decided to file a lawsuit against the late entertainer's estate because he claims Jackson wasn't the only one who knew about the abuse.
In this lawsuit, you call it a thinly veiled business to operate as a child sex abuse operation.
Yeah.
Is that how you see it?
Yeah, absolutely. It took so many people that worked for Michael to organize the level at which children were constantly, including myself, brought to him.
Robson says he understands why people may have trouble believing him after so many years of denial.
As you sit here right now, is there any question in your mind that Michael Jackson molested you?
Absolutely not.
Today, Robson is teaching a whole new generation of performers, not only to dance, but how to face their fears.
Michael was an incredible singer, songwriter, dancer, performer, and he was also a child predator, a child sexual abuser.
A judge threw out Robson's lawsuit, saying no one other than Jackson himself had the authority to control his actions. Robson is appealing.
Okay, so my thoughts are, 1, he is obviously hurting for money at this moment. Hence why he is going after money. Duh. And as previously stated, he said numerous times he was never raped. Said it as a kid and as an adult. Even the dude who sparked the scandal said he lied and his mom put him up to it. To anyone who is debating whether it's for money or not, how you know it is outside of him suing for money, even if it is true and Mike did molest him, He clearly took a payout and used Mike's celebrity to rise his own celebrity in the choreography world. And now that that's looking shaky, hence why his biggest names to date is people as old as NSYNC and Britney Spears. Okay, we'll just leave that there. And now that that's looking shaky, he need them coins that he think he got on Lil Way, okay, from old Mikey Mike. I'm just saying, but I digress. Secondly, first, he said he never said anything because he was a kid and Mike had convinced him that they would both go to jail if he didn't lie for him. He testified in 97 and the trial started in 93. So he was 11 when Mike would have said that. And I don't know about y'all, but at 10, 11, I don't think I would have fell for that bullshit. Mike, shut the fuck up. I'm not going to jail because you did that to me. Stop it. Stop it, Mike. I would have knew some shit, okay? But anyways. By the time he did the interview in defense of Mike, he was already 15 years old. And in 2005, when he testified on behalf of Mike, he was 23 years old. Now, if he knew for a fact that Mike was a child molester and he was 23 years old when he did that, so he definitely should have not been siding with him. Especially if he knows what he went through and what others are going through, because he did hit on that piece of gate, aka that child sex slaves in Hollywood / a court industry. So I'm not saying he's straight up lying. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want to. Anywho, he says also that it's because he just had a baby boy and he wouldn't want that to happen to him. So with that being said, his only logical next step would obviously be suing a deceased Michael Jackson's estate for not protecting him from Michael. Okay. Moving on. I don't know, let's say maybe investing in some boxing lessons to make sure you could whoop a motherfucker's ass behind yours. Shit, he could even get his little boy up in, some boxing lessons, when he older, get his little ass up in that ring so he could protect himself from predators. I don't know. This is why it's so important to inform kids of where somebody can and cannot touch them. Okay? You need to talk to your kids about that. And vice versa, where they can touch somebody and where they cannot touch people, where somebody should not have them touch them at. Okay? Afterwards, tell them the protocol on what to do if anyone, stranger or relative, tries to rape them, which can vary depending on the situation, but they all seem to end in at least one of these two categories, flight or fight. But, on top of that, definitely I would review the protocol at least twice a year so I know they got it down packed. Ain't no freezing up and all that shit. You need to follow the motherfucking protocol, okay? You can be as traumatized as you want to after the fact, but you're going to need to go ahead and do what we need to do. Follow the protocol. Right now, we got shit to do. Understand? Okay. Well, that's pretty much all my thoughts on this whole situation. I definitely want to know what my royals think. So, as always, share and comment, but most importantly, subscribe to Royalty so you can be royalty too. Bye-bye.